Hi, this is James from Phoenix Home Services, and today I'm going to show you a window that we use. This window is made by a company Soft-Lite. Soft-Lite does all their manufacturing out of Streetsboro, Ohio. The thing I really like about Soft-Lite is they make everything for the window in-house, from the vinyl rails to their glass pack, their spacer systems, their grids, their locks. Everything's done at the factory in Streetsboro. They've been around since the 1930s, and they are a debt-free company. The great thing about that is your warranty's only as good as the company is. A lot of these companies out there have a lot of overhead, a lot of bills. Soft-Lite doesn't owe anybody any money, so they're going to be around for years to come, and this warranty is as good as gold. Now let's talk about the window here and some of the features. Now Soft-Lite uses, at the vinyl structure here, what is called a UPVC. It stands for unplasticized polyvinyl chloride. Now what that means is they take the vinyl, they basically heat and cool it multiple times to remove out a lot of the solvents and different chemicals that make the vinyl up in the first place. So basically the vinyl is very, very strong, doesn't flex, won't come apart, and it's got a lifetime warranty on the vinyl here. Now the way that they put this vinyl together, a lot of windows out there will use what's called mechanically fastened. They basically screw them together or glue them together. In a mid-range window, you'll see that they'll put basically a little weld here and a weld here, and then they'll glue in between the center of the frame. Soft-Lite actually uses a European pinch point machine that basically puts all the pieces together at one shot, welds up all the corners, so it's very, very true to shape, and it gives you a nice, consistent shape the whole way around the window, and having full welds corner to corner on the sash and the frame gives you a very strong, very tight window. Now, when you look at the window, you basically have sash on the top, sash on the bottom. Now, some of the nice features about the Soft-Lite that other window manufacturers don't have, they have what's called an interlocking system. At the top of the window here, where the lift rail is, there's basically a piece of plastic there that when it goes up into the top rail, it creates a seam the whole way across. This gives you a better fit, gives you a little bit of safety features, and prevents any wind coming through, dust, things like that. Same thing on the bottom. Interlocking rail goes together. Now, in the center of the window, this is really for security reasons. There's another interlocker that goes the whole way across here, across this frame. So when the sash goes together and comes down, you'll have a full seal from left to right. Now, basically what that does is nobody can stick a knife up in here, jimmy your lock open, and it prevents any dust and allergens coming through. Now, you see that both these sashes do fold out. With this Soft-Lite window, the whole way around every one of these edges, there is a weather stripping. Now this isn't just your traditional weather stripping. This is actually a mylar based material, very, very strong. It's similar to what they use in parachutes, sails, things like that. It also has built into it an allergen guard, again preventing the allergies and the dust from getting into the house. Now when this window is down, a lot of the windows out there, the sash can fall out, they'll go up and down, it is locked into place. So when you hear it go up, you heard that click, that now it operates up and down. Very, very smooth operation, one finger. Now that smooth operation is because of these constant force balance systems in here. A lot of the windows out there in the industry still use block and tackle. It's basically a string and spring system. They use a spiral type system. Both those systems can fail over time. The spiral needs lubed consistently, so unless you want to maintain your window, you want to use these constant force balance systems. Now these are cycled in the laboratory about 10,000 times, so they're good for a lifetime. If for whatever reason they did fail, it is warranted, and it's a simple fix where a technician can come in, pop out one screw, put a new one in, and they're out of your house in 5 minutes. Now when this window goes up, the type of spacer that this window uses, this is the top of the line new age spacer. It's called a super spacer. There's three types of spacers. There's the old swiggle seal with an aluminum spacer. Now the swiggle seal, it's just made of tar. Tar can melt, tar can break down, and then you get what's called seal failure. You get the moisture in the window that I'm sure all you guys have seen before. Condensation gives you a bad look, and at that point your argon gas is dissipated. The window's not energy efficient. The next step up is a U-shaped spacer system. This is made out of stainless steel. It's shaped like a U to give it a little bit of flexibility in there, and it gives you a better spacer, kind of tried and true, than what the swiggle seal would give you. Now this spacer here is called Warm Edge Technology Super Spacer. It's almost like a high-grade foam rubber hybrid. It fits in there in between the panes of glass, and it is proven to be The warmest edge technology you can have, so no heat transfer is going to come through where the spacer is. That's one of the places where a lot of heat and cold can come in, and it prevents any seal failure down the road. And again, that's a lifetime warranty on that against any seal failure, any condensation in the window. Now these windows are filled with an argon gas. They also come with a krypton gas, which is a little more energy efficient. They come in a double pane as well as a triple pane. Triple pane with a krypton gas is going to give you your highest energy efficiency. This window is energy efficient enough with a 0.28 U factor, 0.9 solar heat gain coefficient that it meets the federal tax credit just with a double pane and the argon gas. So sometimes that other stuff's overkill. Now, these locks that they have in the window, I'm going to put this sash up and show you. These are low profile locks. They have a nice look. They're not some big thing that sticks up like a lot of windows out there. And they are 180-degree twisting, so they can't be popped open at all from a lock or anything, or from a screwdriver or anything like that if someone's trying to break in your house. Now this window comes stock with double thickness, double strength glass. There is a lifetime warranty on the glass against breakage. If you break this window for whatever reason, even if your son or daughter throws a baseball through it, we're still going to replace this glass for you free of charge because it is that strong. Gives you a little added security against intruders breaking in your house. Now, the internal grids here, very nice look. They're basically inside the glass, so when you clean it, you can wipe it off in one clean wipe. And they give you a nice look. There's a little bevel to them, colonial look, to match what you currently have existing in your home. Now these latches here, you can call them night security locks, child safety locks. Basically, it prevents the window from opening any farther than right here. Now these are really strong. These are resist about 200 pounds each. So if an intruder tries to break in your house, even if you have the window open, it's going to prevent it from going that high. From the same instance, if you have small children, they're up on the second story, you don't want them to be able to fall out the window, so it prevents it from only opening this far. Now, let's say you got a cat in the house that likes to crawl up in the window, but you still want to ventilate. The screen could go up. I gotta unlock it. These screens do have an actual locking mechanism in there, which most screens out there in the industry don't. You can put the screen up to the top, and you can actually ventilate down. So that helps you out there in terms of if you got a cat that likes to climb up in there. Now, other features on this window is the screen itself. I'm going to flip around to the back side here. The screen itself is an actual extruded aluminum piece. It is not the cheap flimsy rolled aluminum that you'll see a lot of the windows out there in the market have. So it's very, very strong, stand up to the test of time, and that's also warranted. Now the screen material here is basically what they call a memory screen. It's made of a composite material, and if you do get, a tree branch or some kind of poke through there, pencil, something like that, you can basically rub the screen and it goes right back together. So the screen's not going to come apart over time. If for whatever reason it does, you get a bad damage to the screen, there's a little black gasket here around the edges. Makes it very simple to replace. It is something that is warranted. You can have a technician come out and do it, but a lot of customers just choose to buy some of this material at Home Depot, take out the gasket, and you can just swap it out yourself in just a few seconds. Now, you look at the bottom of the window here. I'm going to have to tip this up. There's basically, you'll see these little weep holes here. Those are designed for when the rainwater falls into this sash, goes on the sill here. This is sloped at about a 5-degree angle. Rainwater falls in, runs right out those holes, so you don't have to worry about water building up, any kind of moisture, any kind of molding. Another thing on these windows that's pretty cool, they have these lift rails top and bottom. Now a lot of companies will either glue on or screw on these lift rails. These are actually molded into the vinyl at the time of construction. Now, last thing you want to do is have these lift rails break off by accidentally slamming it down. So they put vinyl stoppers in the frame. You'll see them up here where it stops, and down here on the bottom. So if you push it down, it can only go that far. Now that's about it for the window. The only other thing I'd say is on the outside we got is they put a nice little beveled edge on here. Gives it a real clean look on the outside when you see this actually up in your home. And then our installers, when they install, they'll put on the outside basically a vinyl coated aluminum coil which stands up their lifetime as well, and that can be matched to any trim color in the house.